Alright everybody, welcome to the interviews. I'm your host Alexander. Today I'm sitting with one of my favourite bands of probably all time, Chancellor Wax. Guys, how are you?
Doing good.
Awesome man. Well, first of all, thank you for letting us do this. It means a lot to me personally, and I know these guys are looking forward to tonight. So I'll just jump in here. So I want to talk about this new album, Psychic Jailbreak. And you've created this album that's so intense and insane. Like, how do you keep the energy going after all of these years and as a band, you know what I mean? It's insane.
I think we like this kind of music.
Yeah.
If it's not intense, then it's not worth doing.
Yeah, I think like just us kind of like knowing what we like out of it, and also like the kind of shows we like to play, and like that kind of style that will translate. You're like, oh yeah, we're gonna make some ripping tunes to like keep the kind of like party going. So when we play it alongside like the other 6 records, it'll kind of like hold up.
Yeah, I will say that I think there was a part of it being intense, or I guess it was like, with COVID, especially at the start of it, the pandemic, when it was like very stressful. We started writing the album. And I think there was a lot of, or some of the drums, at least for me, that are intense were just like stress relief.
Would you say COVID helped the album a little bit?
It gave us lots of time.
It gave us
the time to really like work on it. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
We also like made it in a really different way too, so that kind of like helped, I think.
Yeah, like we don't live near each other, so we couldn't fly, couldn't travel, couldn't see each other. We couldn't be in a bubble together.
Just Zoom calls.
It was just Zoom calls and Dropbox files and shit like that.
But then it was cool because then we could kind of like sit on a lot of like riffs for longer, and like it wasn't as much of a rush. Like you were kind of like, oh yeah, I should do this stuff so that like the next person can kind of work on it. But everyone was sort of doing their own thing, so it was like, whatever. If you needed a day or two to like get something sorted, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. And again, like this album from beginning to end, it's just pure fucking insanity. And I absolutely love it. It's what I've always adored about you guys. And I really want to know about the demo sessions for this album, and like going into it and the recording process.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, the demos for this album are probably the worst demos we've ever made. Overall, I think, because we couldn't get into a room together. And it was just like a lot of, I think because we were dealing with a lot of other stuff at home, like, and not being able to solely focus on getting in a room together and making a record, we would kind of get songs to points, and then they'd be one way, and then Liam would be like, actually I think we should do this 20 BPM faster, and then he'd just speed it up on his computer, and then we never redid it. We just like, that was just the demo, and it was good enough, and
it was like,
by the time we got to the studio we all knew how to play it, so
or when it came time to jamming, we all kind of knew what the idea was.
There was lots of us like figuring out how to use like different recording programs on our computers, like more than we ever had before, to just be like, oh man, I gotta get better at this so we can like edit things down.
But I liked that though. I liked it because it was like easy again to like kind of cut up parts, and we should just try this as the intro,
or like,
and then you could listen to it yourself and be like, oh no, this sounds like shit, like I don't need to like waste anybody's time. I felt like it was a lot less like us sitting in a room together just being like, well, what do you think we should do? Which that you do spend a lot of time doing that when you're trying to like write as like a 4-piece or whatever, as a 3-piece. So it was kind of nice to have all that like pressure taken off.
I think that was the cool thing about the pandemic. It gave everybody time to come up with these new ideas for albums. Like I know Mike Patton from Faith No More and stuff, he done nothing but record during that pandemic. And
lots of people did.
So it wasn't really a bad thing in a way. It just gave everybody a break to do what they want to do.
And it's also nice too to like not like record, or like we probably took like 6 months of just like not doing anything, just being like, oh okay, we can't this record's not gonna come out until, you know, way later. Like, let's start working on it next summer.
Yeah, like let's take the summer, just everybody go to the beach.
Yeah, like June 2020, we were like, oh, this album isn't gonna come out forever, so I'm just gonna stop working on it. And I just went dirt biking and then like rode my skateboard. And like, I think that can be way more beneficial sometimes to like actually live life and like have something to like write a record about.
Yeah, exactly, right, the record about, like gain some experiences that aren't just like touring.
Yeah, or have a record that's just like being stuck in COVID.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely, man. And also, you're coming to the end of the UK tour right now, which is insane because UK also loves you over here. You've been playing big shows every night, like in clubs, and so what can you tell about your past experiences in the UK? What you've been to?
Oh, I mean, we've been coming to the UK since 2006, and we've played here a lot. We're pretty much from Leeds.
We're locals.
Yeah, we've kind of played everywhere. This is a unique tour too, in that it's like only 2 weeks. There's like lots of times when we come to the UK and play like 28 shows or whatever, so we're like, oh, we're only doing 16 shows. Crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, you're doing 16 shows. We're like, it's only 16 shows.
Yeah, I mean, it's doing that many shows is amazing. Like we're like driving an hour every day, and we're coming to all these towns. People don't have to travel, you know. So it's like good for the environment.
Man, like, I've seen the other night the ceiling almost caved in.
Just a little tiny chunk of ceiling fell down.
Yeah. It was like a small piece of plaster fell off there.
Yeah, and everybody's fucking freaking out. Like,
Yeah, they shut down the show.
but I've seen you let them go to the show the next day.
What's that?
I've seen you let them go to the show the next day. Like,
Yeah,
that
we're
was
telling
awesome.
people that.
Like, it's just-
Yeah, it was a drag. Like, those people only got to see 5 songs.
So and they paid a lot of money. Tried, maybe took the train in. Who knows?
Yeah, there was the one guy that was like, I drove 3 hours to be here. I watched the 5 songs. So I was like, oh.
But it shows you how intense you guys are as a band and how loud you are anyway. Because,
I think it's more. People not taking care of venues.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
But yeah, so I want to talk about your influences. After all of these years, you've managed to keep this steady, amazing sound. What bands have influenced that in the past?
I think for me at least, like I really look up to bands that kind of have maintained like an intense quality over a lot of years and sort of done music, and we're in the music industry without doing it their way kind of thing the whole time. Like bands like Propagandy, Converge, Clutch, like all these bands, they do it all themselves. You know, they're like super DIY still, and they're like in their 50s now. You know, and it's like that's awesome. They've been a band for 30 years. It's super inspiring. Like to me, I mean, music inspires me for sure, but all kinds of different music. But like bands that can maintain an intense live show with a DIY ethos, that's inspiration. You know?
Definitely. Yeah, I think it was the same thing with like bands like Dillinger, who were the most insane live band I've probably ever seen in my
Sure.
It was a scary live show, but they hit their 40s and they were still climbing that venue. It was amazing, and also Botish just released a new tune.
Yeah, it was just cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's good to see all these old bands coming back, like all these old hardcore bands and stuff. And
It was cool when that came out too, because then you're just like, oh yeah, I should go back and listen to like We Are the Romans.
it was just phenomenal. But also, like, I want to talk about Mayor's Scraps and Bones. The album's 12 years old this year. What are your memories of that tour? Recording it.
We did like a repressing of it too, which was really cool to like kind of like remaster it and like
go over everything. Yeah, we did the 10-year reissue of it, and it got all the dates and everything got shut down by COVID. So. But that's okay. We toured fuckloads for that tour, for that record. Like,
Yeah, that was like 2010. It was like us.
That was one of the most intense years of touring, probably.
Yeah. That was like peak tour and play as much as possible.
It was probably one of the heaviest albums you've done, but in my opinion, it was one of the heaviest.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane. To this day, it's my favourite album.
Oh,
You guys like that?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I think there's some really cool tracks on it.
Yeah.
It was definitely like a learning process for us. I feel like that was like the first album that we wrote with Jay too. So it was like kind of like figuring out that and like writing with like bass for the first time. So we had like a lot of the songs were way heavier. But I thought there were some really cool tracks on it. We still play, we used to play a lot of songs off it.
Yeah.
Now that we have new guitar players, it's tricky to kind of like pull out all the like old songs all the time. I feel like everybody just kind of like learns the set that we have.
What are we only playing one song off of it right now?
Yeah, right now. But usually we play like Darkness or Trust No One or Sleep This Away. So, yeah. As Steve and Katie learn more, we'll like expand.
Yeah, expand there. It's just been so busy.
Yeah.
So it's like hard to be like, and with a new record and the old songs, it's like, hey, learn all these songs. Oh, and learn these two.
Yeah.
We're not gonna practice.
Just
we're just gonna learn. You're
Just
gonna
show
learn
up.
them, and we're gonna play it on stage for the first time.
Yeah, we have a new single. Oh, and Brooklyn's gonna be on the tour.
So we should play those two songs.
Oh, people want to hear this one from me. We should probably learn that one too.
Yeah, but I want to talk about positivity in bands, because you guys have got you've always looked happy when you're touring, playing with each other, and I want to know basically what really keeps a good relationship in a band with each other, and the way you guys do it.
I mean, we've all been good pals. Like, I think, like, keeping, like, good communication and being...
And I think that, like, also knowing that everybody's gonna show up and do a really good job from the moment we wake up to the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, whether it comes to chipping in for driving, chipping in for, all the different things that it takes to, like, keep the machine running. Like, I know if I was puking in the toilet one day, everything would still get done.
Yeah.
Because these guys are here doing it.
Yeah, kind of everyone being on the
it's just
same
like-
page helps,
Yeah.
for sure. And I think, again, because we are, like, pretty DIY on all that stuff, like, there is a lot of, like, little parts that you kind of have to all be, like, pitching in on.
Yeah.
So, all those bits. And it's not, like, nobody has, like, a strict job, but it's just like, oh, it's time to load. Like, okay, cool, everybody's gonna help load gear, or, like, do all the things that need to get done.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I want to talk about covers, and you guys are infamous for covering Into the Void by Black Sabbath and Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. How much did they two bands inspire you guys in being a band?
Oh yeah, I mean that's
Those?
those two are like.
I'd say like without those bands, like they were like massive influences on us from a very young age to help us like develop our musical taste and styling. So
Yeah, and on so many levels too. I feel like like a band like the Beastie Boys are just like so cool on so many different levels. Like like making cool music videos, like. Just like they all look cool, they're like part of the culture that they're like into, you know what I mean? Like they're always like those like kind of like pillars. So I felt like that it's like the riffs of Sabbath and then the like kind of community like vibe of like Beastie Boys is sort of like what our band I feel like aspires to be.
Yeah, especially in Beastie Boys, underrated musicians. In my opinion.
Players.
Like Mike D on the drums is just insane.
And even it's crazy too, like the way that they would approach hip hop, like in terms of just like making all the beats themselves and like making all the music and like that being another side of how they like again. They were pretty DIY in a lot in a lot of the ways that they did.
They just taught themselves how to do all
I think the story of Sabotage is hilarious, but then you just started playing and they all just came in the room, he was just playing that riff to Sabotage. I thought that was just amazing.
Yeah.
That story.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and obviously, like, with every interview, I like to finish with something like really fun to get. And it's if you had like 5 albums each, you had to listen to for the rest of your life. Your collection.
You're like, I like to say this so everyone laughs and then
I like to do it because it helps people find new music as well. Do you know what I mean? Like if they watch it.
Sure. Yeah.
So like, what are they and why?
Five total.
Yeah.
In the van.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, between like
Between all three.
Yeah. Since there's 3, we'll just do in-betweens.
Oh, jeez. This isn't a fun question.
Hatebreed.
Oh, yeah,
Hatebreed,
Hatebreed,
Satisfaction.
Or I would say that / or Sepultura Chaos AD, because they kind of have the same riffs.
Maybe both.
It's a split.
It's
I mean,
a split.
there's a lot of old metal riffs on that Hatebreed record.
Yeah, it's kind of covered.
It's got Bolt Thrower, it's got Obituary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hatebreed. Sepultura.
Oh yeah, you can do Beastie Boys, Ill Communication. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath.
Would you do Sabbath or would you do
I'd probably do
Paranoid?
Masters of Reality.
Masters of Reality.
I'd probably do that one. And then I don't know, Jane Doe?
Yeah, I mean, it's just hardcore. This list is.
Propaganda.
I feel like, yeah.
Today's Empires maybe would be.
Yeah.
Would be a good one. Put in there for
Awesome. Like, I want to give you guys a minute to promote yourself and anything you've got going on, because you gave us all the time to do this. And
We got a new Cancer Rats record. It's called Psychic Jailbreak.
Yeah, we'll be on tour for the next few years. So, yeah.
Keep your peepers peeled.
Keep watching out. We're gonna keep going. We got 2 great new guitar players. Unfortunately, one of them isn't here today. Neither of them are in this interview. They're awesome. We're very excited about the future of the band and how it's been going with them playing with us. So, yeah.
that's awesome, guys. Thanks so much for doing this again.
Yeah, for sure.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to the show tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. We are too. It's gonna be great.
Metallica, Ride the Lightning.
Yeah, there you go. That's another one.